Hi, you're right. Here's today's short punctuation lesson. Okay, so I'm just going to talk for like 5 or 6 minutes, and there'll be a couple of things that you can write down in your book or just on a piece of paper. And it's a nice, short, practical lesson about how we use punctuation when we're doing writing. Okay, so today's lesson is about direct and indirect speech. And this has got to do with how we use speech marks, okay, when we're doing writing. Okay, so when you're doing a piece of writing and you want to let people know what someone has said. Okay, there's two ways of doing it. And these two ways are called direct speech and indirect speech. Okay, so I'm going to hold up today's notes now, and I want you to pause the video and then write everything down on the piece of paper. It'll only take you about 3 minutes. And then when you've written it down, you can unpause the video and I'll just talk about it for a little bit. Here we go. Pause the video and write that down, please. All right, thanks for writing that down. Okay, so we've got two ways of doing it. We've got direct speech, which uses speech marks. So the example that I put there that you just wrote down was, "I hate COVID," said Mitchell, because Mitchell certainly does hate COVID. Okay, so you've got your speech marks there, and the speech marks, they go around the words that are actually spoken. So the words that Mitchell actually says are, "I hate COVID," so we put the speech marks around those. Now, when I did this, the way I did the speech marks was like with the two little dashes up here. Okay, sometimes you can do it with just one dash instead of two, and both of those ways are okay as long as you just pick one and stick to it. Okay, so that's called direct speech because the actual words are put inside speech marks, so it's like more direct in a way. Okay, and then the other example that was given was indirect speech. Okay, and the example was, Mitchell said that he hated COVID. Now this means really exactly the same thing as the first sentence, except there's no speech marks. Okay, it's sort of, we call this one reported speech sometimes, because it's sort of just like a report of the words that someone said. Okay, and it doesn't actually use speech marks. Now, when we do these speech marks, one thing that we've got to do with the punctuation is we put the comma here. We put the comma here at the end of the words that are actually spoken. Okay, now there could be an exception to that, because what we can sometimes do is use an exclamation mark or a question mark instead. Okay, so we could make it an exclamation mark instead. Okay, and that way we can get rid of the comma. But there's got to be some type of punctuation down there. All right, so the main thing to remember about that is that direct speech uses speech marks and around the words that are spoken, but indirect speech, it doesn't have any at all. Okay, let's do another example. Got to get this just right. "I want an ice cream," begged Felicity. See the speech marks around "I want an ice cream," and there's a comma there as well. Okay, can you pause the video now and can you have a go at turning that into indirect speech instead? I'll wait for you. Okay, did you do that one? Here's the answer. Felicity begged that she wanted an ice cream, and that's indirect speech because there's no speech marks. Okay, can you pause the video again and just make sure that everything is written down there now? All right, thanks kids. That's today's short lesson on punctuation. I'll be back with another short lesson on punctuation soon. And I'll also be doing some activities just with some questions about it soon. But I'll do a couple of videos first. Have a good day. Bye-bye.